Damn it. Hello. There we are. Hello. And welcome to this very spooky edition of Please Don't Livestream. I guess the first official Please Don't Livestream since last year. Yeah. And with me, just like always, is my friend and co-host Christofer.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and this is gonna be similar to Adam Sandler podcast, but in a way very different.
Well, no, I would say this is more similar to the 1989 cast.
Oh sure, yeah, but that was Please Don't Livestream. It was just we had a long theme, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the formula isn't that much different from Adam Sandler podcasts.
Well, in this one, we're comparing two movies to each other.
Sure, we're comparing, and we won't have no scoreboards or leaderboards or none of that crap. We're just gonna have a nice conversation for a little while. You know, how you do a podcast. You know, that's how you do it.
It was so long ago.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a while. We did do a couple of live streams where we played video games, but those were like unofficial Please Don't Livestream. This is official Please Don't Livestream. So it's season 4, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's a Halloween special since it's the 28th of October, and we're gonna talk about some horror movies. The title of this stream is The Blair Witch versus The Witch. Which witch is the best witch? Now, this is really just an excuse for me to talk about The Witch with you, because you hadn't seen it before.
No.
Exactly. So
it was one of those movies that I wanted to see. I mean, since it came out, I saw it and this looks very interesting. But I got the same feeling that you got when you saw the trailer for Mother.
Okay.
The one, this is some pretentious bullshit, isn't it? So I didn't see it, even though everyone, including you, told me it was a great movie. It looked like pretentious bullshit.
And now that you have seen it, is it pretentious bullshit?
It's fucking good, man.
Yeah! Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the best horror movies I've seen in a while.
It is pretty damn good.
And I wouldn't say it is pretentious. It's just, for a lack of a better word, I don't want to use the word, but it's more art.
Yes! Yes! It's art. Thank you.
Yeah.
You see, some movies are art. Some movies are just movies. I didn't say it. Christofer said it. Okay.
Well, yes, but I said art and entertainment, not.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
And I stand by that. I stand by that.
Sure.
And this one is very much further on the art style, but it is extremely entertaining. It's very, very good.
Yes. I saw this back in whenever it premiered in Sweden. I think it was 2016, 2015, 2016.
Around there.
On the Monsters of Film Horror Festival. On what I think, this is just me speculating. I saw it with my sister, but we both noticed some artifacting going on the version we saw. And a person who used to pirate a lot of movies, it looked like a pirated copy that they were showing me. I'm not saying they pirated it on an official movie festival, but kind of looked like it. Anyway, I instantly loved the movie. I try not to hype up movies too much since Prometheus all those years ago. But this one I was kind of hyped for. I'd seen the trailers and all the quotes like, "Oh, it's the greatest horror movie since The Exorcist," which I guess every real horror movie is, but still. And I was really pumped to see it, so that helped. I absolutely loved it, and every time I've seen it since, it's I love it.
So,
It's so good.
is this a movie you rewatch a lot?
No, not a lot. But I do rewatch it maybe once a year, something like that.
Hmm?
And I try to show it to new people. So I saw it then in 2016, yeah. And then I saw it. Well, yeah, I didn't. I saw it like a couple of years ago with Martin and a
Hmm?
couple of other friends. I think it was Halloween or if it was Friday the 13th. I don't remember. You weren't there, duh, because you hadn't seen the movie. Um, and it was the first time they saw it as well. And there are a couple of like times that I've showed movies. I'm usually one that brings the boring movies to movie nights because I like movies like this, and not all of them are good.
The art part, not the entertainment part.
Yeah, exactly. Because I like to show good movies, not just fun movies. And that doesn't always go over well. But there are two instances where I've said, we should watch this. Where I fucking nailed it. And the first time was many years ago when you still lived in Skogås.
Yeah.
And we watched The Fountain. It must have been like
Oh, right.
12, 13 years ago or something. And everyone, I don't remember, people were like, yeah, sure, we'll watch it, whatever. I'd seen it before. And it was completely quiet throughout the entire movie. And then everyone was like, that was a pretty good movie, right? Afterwards. And I was like, yes, I did it. And the second time...
Also,
oh, yeah.
No, proceed.
I was going to say, the second time was when it was 2 years ago when I showed The Witch. And everyone was just... They were kind of like, in the beginning, because I think we saw it without subtitles, which is kind of hard. But towards the last, 15 minutes, people were just like... And I was like, yes, I did it! Finally!
So, what I was gonna say is The Fountain, just a sidetrack, but I haven't heard anyone mention that movie since it came out.
No.
What happened? Did
people missed it? It didn't get great reviews for some reason. I
just
think it's an amazing
disappeared.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking lately actually. I should watch that because I haven't watched it since that night.
Oh, okay.
When you showed it, I haven't seen it since then. But lately I was like, I remember that was a good movie. I should watch that. Anyway, The Witch. So, The Witch is a great movie. I have some issues with it. It's not a perfect movie. There are a lot of small things that I need to mention. But before that, Blair Witch Project, the other movie.
Yeah. I don't know what I want to say. I think we've discussed it before, probably sometime when we've done Halloween episodes.
Yeah, we have talked about that. It's one of the greatest horror movies ever made.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of things in that movie that you can actually, well, personally, that I would complain about or nitpick. It's sort of a perfect movie.
I've heard people say that, if you would show it to young people today, they wouldn't appreciate it, which I can understand. I can understand that, because it is a very slow-moving movie, and with today's youth, the pacing could be a problem, I think. And I mean, technically, not a lot happens during the daytime scenes.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
for me, that's not
one
a problem,
of these.
But
I'm not saying I agree with you because I don't believe that. I don't think it's a generation thing. I think it's an audience thing.
Oh, sure. I mean, in general, I don't think general audiences wouldn't appreciate it.
And yeah, at the point where how movies are made, horror movies specifically is made now, it couldn't be made now.
No,
that couldn't work. But I think if you put a young person who is inclined to like horror movies, I guess.
Sure.
If you and say, hey, this is a movie from '98 and it's a great movie, I think most people would like it. I mean, if you.
Oh yeah.
So I don't agree with that statement. That if it wouldn't work with young audience, I would say it wouldn't work if it were released now.
Yeah, well,
yes.
that's what I mean. If they release it now. only stuffy film critics would like it.
Yeah, but I'd say the same with Psycho and The Shining, who are.
Oh, sure.
So, that's not really a criticism, I'd say, against the movie.
No, absolutely not. It's a criticism of where we as a society is going.
Yeah, and
we've talked about that lots off air, like.
Yeah. So again, I have no criticism towards the movie.
All right, yeah, like if I'm gonna anything that I personally don't like about it, nothing. For me, it is.
No.
It's perfect. I'd say it's perfect.
Yeah.
The acting is kind of wonky here and there, but it's so minimal.
But is it ever not believable?
Yes. There are a couple of times when...
What times? What? Give me example.
Oh no, wait. Mike, because Josh is the guy with the long hair who disappears. Like, yeah. Mike, when he says, spoilers, when he says...
Is the map thing?
Yeah, I kicked the map into the river. When he says, I can't, he can't say it because he laughs, it's such a fake laughter. I'm sorry. But that's like the only time I was like, he's not actually, he's forcing it. But that's the only time I think the acting really works.
I can see it. I have never ever thought about it.
I always think about it when that scene.
But when you say it, I guess you can. Yeah. But I'm gonna give you that.
Other than that, the performances are spot on. They're so natural because they were literally out in the woods.
And actually terrorized by the crew of the movie.
Yes. And they didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Of course, they knew some stuff, but yeah.
And that point with the map, that's one of the few scripted things in the entire movie.
Yeah.
After they go out in the movie, there's out in the woods. There are some things with when they're interviewing and things, but yeah.
And then the scares are staged by the directors, but yeah, the actors didn't know about the scares.
Yeah.
There is one though, because I listened to the commentary track, and the morning when they wake up and they see, what is it, three piles of rocks outside the tent. They actually the idea was for the directors to walk up on the tent when they were sleeping and place the rocks there without them knowing it. But the leaves and the wooden the forest floor was so dry that they couldn't do it without waking up the actors. So they had to use the safe word. They had a safe word so they wouldn't get attacked, which was taco. So they just walked to the tent like, Taco, we're preparing something for tomorrow morning. Don't step out of the tent. Act like you're surprised. And then they left. And this was like at 3 a.m. in the morning. So,
and I mean, yeah. So, it's kind of hard putting these movies against each other.
Yes, that is just for a fun title.
It's for the title, which is the best witch. But because they are I would say these are on the opposite side of the spectrum of how to make movies.
Okay.
Because Blair Witch Project is so unrehearsed and so sort of spontaneous in how it's made, and it's very we go where we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sort of.
It's almost Dogma.
Yeah, while The Witch is so planned in every detail of the movie has a thought about it.
Yeah.
There's I don't believe there's anything in this movie that is by accident or not planned weeks ahead of time.
No.
So it's like two extreme philosophies of how to make movies.
Yeah, and but they both achieve the same goal or whatever, because I wouldn't say that the witch, the VVitch is scary, but it is unsettling and it is unnerving. It's never like there are no jump scares, and you're never like like revolting in fear. there are a couple of moments where you might do it, like the first time you watch it. But what it does is that it builds a mood and it builds tension, which every time I watch it really affects me. It makes me uneasy when I watch it. Whereas
the only thing that I would say that Blair Witch has over The Witch is that yes, it is The Witch is working really hard building suspension and a mood, and I think that's in a way, well, personally, it takes away from the horror.
Okay.
Because I am just so impressed.
Yeah, okay, sure.
that I appreciate what they're doing so much that I forget to be scared.
Yeah, I can see that.
While Blair Witch is so effective in its I can't find a way. It's so scaled back that it's so raw in its horror.
Yeah,
in a way,
it feels real.
Yeah, and so the Blair Witch, I have seen the Blair Witch. I mean, probably at least twice a year since it came out, sort of.
Okay.
I mean, I see it a lot. I love that movie.
Yeah, I had a period a couple of years ago or a few years ago where I watched it all the time.
Yeah.
But I might have seen it like 20 times in my lifetime, maybe.
No.
Yeah.
And I can't say even once of those times where I didn't forget that it was a movie and just was raptured by the extreme terror of the movie.
Yeah.
While in The Witch, one of my biggest complaints with The Witch, and it could be a nitpick, a personal nitpick, but I can't like a movie who just amps up the music at weird times for no real reason, while all the dialogue is really low. I was sitting throughout the entire movie and just raising and lowering the volume.
Okay.
Because I was raising the volume when the people were talking, and then there was like this huge song that just builds and builds and builds, and I had to lower the volume so the neighbors wouldn't knock on my door. It was infuriating, and it's one of my smallest and biggest nitpicks of the movie. I couldn't enjoy the movie full out because I had to sit and just lower and raising the volume throughout the entire movie. I didn't see with subtitles, by the way.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know there's a couple of moments like that in the beginning, but then where the music swells. First when they like leave the reservation or plantation, whatever it is, the town where they come from.
Yeah, that's the biggest time in the movie.
Yeah, and then once when they're like before they get to their new home, they sit out.
When they're sitting in the woods.
Yeah, and there's a fire going, and the music just. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, and
that I can't really remember it.
There's also one time with I can't remember exactly when, but it's when Caleb is lost in the woods.
Oh, okay.
There's one part there, and then there's one part at the end of the movie where what's her name? Thomason. Yeah, when she and the twins are accused.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's one part there.
Okay.
And yeah, the ending also.
Well, yeah.
The ending scene.
Yeah.
The ending scene I can forgive because it is the end of the movie, so that's fair. But there are a few times, and just specifically because it was the start of the movie. That it did this, it set a precedence that the sound is gonna be shit high sometimes, so be ready for that. And that's so that's one of my biggest and minor nitpicks of the movie.
But other than that, do you have any like major criticisms of it?
I have one major criticism, and I think it's personal, obviously, but I think it's a story nitpick.
Okay.
Um, it's, it's kind of hard to explain, but I think because we have uh, big spoilers here, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So we have the devil
Yes.
and the witch,
Yeah.
and these two are different entities.
Yeah.
The witch has made a pact with the devil, obviously, in some earlier time in
That's what
her
do.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she is a different entity, and in that case, why it feels like Batman versus Superman, where we have us. Bear with me. Where we have a surprise villain at the end.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and that's I think that's kind of, I don't like that, because I think either the devil should have been pulling the strings throughout the entire movie, or he shouldn't have been there. It's kind of weird that the devil just appears at the last scene and says, "Oh, I'm just gonna pick up the scraps from this witch that have terrorized you for a while." So I would have liked some kind of hint or something that the devil has been with us all along. Not that he just appeared at the end and said, "Hello, I'm the devil, by the way."
Hey man, this ain't the MCU, okay? You don't have 10 years and 58 movies. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I mean, it's just for me, what I would have done just at some point of the movie, um, that there would have been some kind of hint, sort of maybe when the at the end, the really end of the movie, where the uh, Black Phillip, yeah, Black Phillip is his name, when he kills the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just maybe that the witch were there, and then just saw Black Phillip, and then she got scared and ran away. Just for Satan to have this one is mine.
Okay.
I am working on this. This is something I've been involved with, because it feels like the devil is just picking up the scraps, and that's kind of, in my opinion, minimizes the devil, or just that Black Phillip was with the witch at some point or something.
No.
So, are you with me with what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yo, I'm following along. I don't agree, but I follow along. Because I always saw it as the witches, like in reality, are like they're servants of Satan, of the devil. They make a pact with the devil. That's why they can stay young, they can fly and whatever. But I always saw it like that the witch is partly doing the devil's bidding by kidnapping the child and playing all the other family members against each other. In order for the devil then, in the end, when she is at her most vulnerable moment, convert Thomasin to a witch, basically, to get another servant. And also that the the witch, if you help me with this, I will give you youth, because she's an old hag in the beginning, and then she's young when Caleb sees her, and I think she's young towards the end as well, or in the end.
Oh, she's old at the end again.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
But she's drinking the
goat's milk,
blood milk.
But I'm wondering if you don't really see the other witches when they're the covenant.
No, she could be in the covenant.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We don't see.
Yeah, but I always thought like that the witch is preparing, in a way, preparing Thomasin to become a witch by eliminating her family, basically, or by helping the devil to eliminate her family. So the devil was always pulling the strings. And
that's
it's not really hinted at, but there is the last thing he says, which is it's when he says you have to sign your name and I will give you whatever you want or whatever. That dialogue is so good.
Yeah.
Would you like to live deliciously? All that. And she says, I don't know how to spell my name. And he says, I will guide thy hand. That is obviously referencing I'll help you write it, but also I always thought of this as a reference to the entire thing. He has been orchestrating this entire thing because that's what the devil do. He plays tricks.
Yeah.
That's how I always thought. So that was never a problem for me. And also, the witch is not really involved other than taking the baby, whatever the baby is called, Samuel. She's not really involved in the family's goings on. I mean, Caleb, yeah, she bewitches Caleb, but I mean, he walks up to her. I think that's just a coincidence that he walks up to her hut in the forest.
No,
I don't think
it's
it was
not
her intention to.
But she is the hare.
She is?
Well, I mean, okay. So this is one of those.
I guess that's an interpretation. I always thought that the animals, all the animals, are the devil.
Yeah, there's one of these weird thing. There's a lot of these things again with the devil controlling the witches.
Yeah.
The movie is it's expecting you to know these things.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you don't know that witches are women who has made a deal with the devil, it doesn't make sense.
No. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Another thing, in New England folklore,
yeah,
there is a thing that witches appear as hares.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of these things, and I commend the movie for being historically accurate and not coddling the audience in these things, but also it does. If that's one of the issues I have with this devil plot, that he just appears at the end, that if you don't know these things, it doesn't make sense. That it expects you to know a lot of things for the movie to make sense the way it wants to.
Yeah.
And I think the hair thing, yeah, it's just it's twice, because the first time when the father's out in the woods with Caleb, the dog is barking at the hare.
Yeah.
And then later on when Thompson and Caleb is out in the woods, the dog is barking at the hare again, and then Caleb follows the hare, and it leads him to the witch's hut.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So and yeah, in those two instances, you get it. You understand. Oh, okay, so there's something about the hair.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe not that the witch is the hair, but there's something.
It's not just an animal.
Yeah. And that's the issue I have with the devil at the end. It's just, you need to know these things. You need to know that the devil was involved. Sure, you should know. Most people know it. But it's still an issue with the movie.
Yeah.
I think I
see what you're saying. Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's
so that's my biggest issue. Well, no, it's not my biggest issue. My biggest issue is music, but it's my issue with the story. The only issue I have with the story.
Okay.
And it's still, again, just a nitpick that really doesn't detract from the movie.
Yeah,
I just thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah, because even if you don't know all that stuff, you can still the devil was the goat, you know.
Yeah.
You'll still get something out of it. But I see what you mean, and that is, that's something that I always admire, that the filmmakers aren't pandering to the audience. But that's also then comes at the expense of not having as big of an audience. But as we discussed before, that's not an issue for me. If I was making a movie, I wouldn't go for everyone has to get it. No.
Nah.
But those who get it will really they'll appreciate it. So
Yeah.
For me, that's not
Yeah.
really the problem. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, just the thing that you have to go into the movie and just be aware from the second the movie starts that the devil is real and he is pulling the strings.
Yeah.
You just have to know that. And well, I mean, I I didn't think that. I didn't think the devil would make an appearance, and when he did, it was just I thought it was weird.
Well, I didn't expect the devil to appear. Even though I knew the whole thing with the witches, I just thought that, you know, the devil is this intangible thing. That,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they sign a contract with the devil, which, you know, they write it themselves and they pledge allegiance or whatever. So and they do that kind of. I like that they show, like, from the first, like, 10 minutes, they show the witch is real, and they hint at the fact that she has powers, because you see her, even though it's very like blurry or whatever, you see her flying, literally flying. So, like, there's something supernatural going on. So we're never doubting the fact that there is a witch out there having an influence on the family.
And I just gotta sorry to interrupt, but I just gotta say, when we're on the topic of the appearance of the witch,
Yeah.
it's very commendable. I really like that the absolute worst act that witch do through the entire movie is the first thing she does when we see her.
Yes.
To fucking just grind up a baby.
Yeah, it's very nasty.
It just sets the stakes that, yeah, shit's gonna get real.
She's evil. She's an evil
Yeah,
motherfucker.
she's fucking evil. Yeah, I mean, because the movie is really setting up like everyone is evil in this movie. Because the family, we hate the family. Well, I did, at least. I hated everyone in the family, except maybe Caleb and Thompson, maybe. But all the other people, I fucking loathed. I hated them. The worst people ever.
Okay.
It's like the same level as the mother in Babadook. I fucking hate her too.
Oh, okay. Well.
Anyway, so but they start off with whatever they do. It's not this. The witch is worse.
Yeah, the witch is worse.
And I like that. Just come right out the gate. There's no moral quandary in this. It's just the witch is worse. Now go.
Yeah. But then,
so proceed where we were.
And then it comes as to me at least, it came as a complete surprise when she's talking to the goat. She's talking to Black Phillip, and he answers. I was like,
oh yeah,
holy shit! When that happened, it was just that was chills. That was chills all over my body.
That entire scene is masterful.
Yes, it's so good.
From the when we I didn't think he would answer at all. There was no hint of that. And then when he answers, and with that voice, perfect casting in that voice.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. I haven't looked it up.
No, and then
perfect.
And then when we see like the hooves goes over to shoes.
Yes.
And then the silhouette. It's a masterful scene.
So good. But he's just lurking in the shadows behind her. You can't really see him, but then you see a little bit of hair, and then you see his hand, and it's so good.
I was thinking of we talked about maybe doing an episode regarding this, but I was thinking of The Prophecy.
Yeah, that might be coming 2021.
Yeah, but The Devil in the Prophecy, the first movie.
Yeah.
Sort of similar reveal, and not as effectful, obviously, but it's close.
I still haven't watched it. I got to see
okay.
it.
Because the reveal of the devil is the same. It's just a silhouette from the shadows, just appearing, and through the entire movie, there, spoilers, but I mean it's the prophecy.
I know what story's about.
Because throughout the movie, there's this doubt that the devil even exists.
Yeah.
And then there's just this silhouette that just appearing in the shadows at the end of the movie and say, "Fuck everyone." I'm the devil. And it was the same sense in this movie, but obviously a lot better.
Okay, yeah. Well, going back then to not liking the family. I mean, I never really had a problem with them. Um,
You like the twins?
no, not the twins. Yes, I was gonna get to that. I hate the twins.
Oh, you like the mother, the one who just screamed and berated their children through the entire movie
Well,
for no apparent reason.
Well, not throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, she did.
No.
Through the entire movie that we saw her, the only thing she did was screaming and berating her children, except when the children were dead and she was talking with the ghosts.
Okay, I didn't think she did it all the time. It starts pretty early because she obviously blames Thomasin for
Everything.
Yeah, for losing the baby, for losing Samuel. So
And then the cup.
Yeah, there's tension, but I mean, from the mother's point of view, what's her name, Catherine? It makes sense because Thomasin was the last one with the baby, and in their belief, their Christian, whatever it's called, their version of Christianity, she's of that age where it can go either ways because women will always suffer from the original sin where Eve gave Adam the apple. So women are always, they're evil, they got that in them. And they mention how and we actually see that how Caleb looks at his sister, which is all that has to do more with puberty than religion, but because there's no one else to look at, so weird, but I get it. So she's suspicious, and then the thing with Samuel happened. And because of that, she's even more suspicious. So then, when the silver cup disappears, she'll suspect Thomasin first. Of course.
Yeah, but I mean the issue I have is that these people all are obviously very religious and following their weird version of Christianity.
Yeah.
It is well, from my perspective, it seems like one of those offshoots of Christianity that just stopped with this family.
Yeah.
Nobody else is following this version because it's fucking weird.
That's how the movie starts. They're too Christian, so they have to leave.
Hey, now you're too Christian for this Christian society.
Yeah, you gotta leave, bruh. All right, you're not real Christians. Fuck you.
Yeah, but even in this, that is just it's only your family. There's no one else.
Yeah.
And it's fair being angry because I mean she lost a child. I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
But still, just you are an adult and she is a child. Just for fuck's sake, it's been like a week or even 2 weeks. Just show some fucking compassion. And then when this cup disappears and she says, I didn't do it, they say, well, fuck off then. You're gonna die. It's just, come on. It's just, she shows some remorse. Give her something. Give her anything.
She doesn't try to kill her until the entire family is dead.
No, I mean, but she might as well have tried to.
Right.
They were talking about we should exile her from our farm. Yeah, I mean, fuck that girl. She lost my cup.
Yeah, but that there's a lot of factors to I mean, I'm not defending them because their version of Christianity is even weirder than regular Christianity.
Yeah.
The whole thing that you're always a sinner because you're born out of sin. Because you came to be through sex, and sex is sin. So everyone's a sinner. It doesn't matter. Which I talk about Caleb and the dad talks about in the woods.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh right. Yeah. But there's a lot of factors. Like when the movie starts, the child disappears, and that is they first see it as a sign from God because God, you're not supposed to have children. That God letting you have a children is a blessing, but he might as well just take them away from you. And they mention that God has never taken a child from us. They mention it when she's crying in bed, which he does for a lot of the movie. That he's never taken a child from us before. So they're kind of justifying God taking Samuel from them, which is kind of weird. But they have
fuck Thompson.
No, but yeah, that is the dad trying to rationalize, like, oh, it wasn't Thomason, it was God. And the mom, she wants to believe that as well, but because she's so broken up over it, she wants to blame someone. She can't blame God, so she'll blame Thomason. And then also going on at the same time, or at least happening around the same time, there seems to be, not blight, but their crops are failing. They don't have enough food. They mentioned that they won't make it through the winter. So one way to save on some food is to let Thomasin go back to the town and work as a servant or maid or whatever. And the dad mentions she is of age for them to do that. I don't know how common that was. It was probably pretty common, especially for poor families. And it's also then a way for the mom to get rid of Thomasin. So it's not just that she wants to get rid of her. There is a lot of factors going on that all interlock.
But I'm just saying that the mom is a horrible person, and I was not sad when she died.
No, not at all.
And that's what I'm saying. And the father is kind of okay, but as he says at the end of the movie and also at the beginning of the movie, he is extremely prideful, and he can't agree to being wrong. That's his biggest problem, and this I would say is creating most of the problems in the family, like the cup and the hunting and all of these things. It's
them being exiled is because of him.
I hate everyone in this family except Thompson. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I mean, I don't hate him, but yeah, he is a very flawed character, which I like, and it is. I think that's also a way to show, because other than the Samuel disappearing, which it could, I mean, that happened in real life. It could have been a wolf that took Samuel.
Yeah.
You know? So really, the only thing that isn't a natural cause is Caleb somehow dying from being bewitched or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything else could have happened under natural causes, but since they're so faithful, they're so believing, to them it is like a sign from God, and it shows how flawed blind faith is, because as much as they believed in God and as much as they worshipped him and feared him, they all still died. And you can also see it as the way that it didn't matter how pious they were and how faithful they were, the devil could still just play them against each other, and in a few months he had killed all of them and took their daughter to be his.
Yeah.
So it's a way to show the fallacy of religion also.
Yeah.
So I don't see him as bad people. I see him as flawed people.
Well, I see them as bad people. I'm happy they're dead. And well, so I read an interesting thing. This has not been confirmed by anyone involved in the movie, so it's probably not true.
Okay.
But a lot of the things in the movie could be explained by natural occurrences.
Yeah.
Almost like weirdly many things. Because the blight that's on the corn, for example.
Yeah.
That kind of blight, I guess, could create hallucinogenic effects.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that,
And
yeah.
also it could also make animals and people peeing blood and getting blood from and what is it? Lactating blood, I guess.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah,
Yeah. So that explains both the goat and the mother.
yeah.
And then the symptoms from Caleb when he got back. That's almost exactly the symptoms of what is stelkramp? It's
Tetanus.
tetanus, yeah,
Yeah,
with just locked jaw and health and things.
yeah.
So most of the things through the entire movie could be explained away with natural, just diseases that they didn't understand.
Yeah, yeah. That is not that they explain that in the movie, but it does say in the credits. It says that a lot of the script and actual dialogue is based on like letters and diary entries
Yeah.
from that time. So
Yeah.
these are things that did happen to people, and they thought it was the devil or God, but yeah, it was
And-
tetanus. It was the elements. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing I love most about this movie. Because I have during this podcast given it a lot of shit, but I really love this movie. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, you kind of have to do that though, because you can't just praise it.
No,
Unless it's perfect.
like Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, exactly.
which have got like 5 minutes of this.
Yeah, that was
this
like
for
I said,
50.
It was just an excuse for us to talk about
Yeah.
The Witch.
Yeah. So, the thing I love the most about the movie is that there's so much thought about every little aspect and every detail and the script and the characters, and there's it's just so good, so good.
It's so good.
And it's it was a big mistake that I took this long to see it.
All right. So, have you seen his whatever his name is? Escapes me. Robert Eggers. Have you seen his second movie, The Lighthouse?
No, but it is on my list, and I
Okay.
have heard a lot good about it, and I was even I was intrigued to see it, even though I haven't seen The Witch yet.
Okay, yeah, because it is. I'll say it. I don't like it as much as other people do. People
Okay.
praise it. I have a lot of problems with it, but it's still a really good movie. So yeah, don't wait too long with this one, because
No, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
So Blair Witch Project.
I mean, there's nothing to say. It's just
No, no.
perfect. There's,
It's
I mean, we have talked about it several times before. It's just,
We've never
but it,
we've never done a specific episode about it though, and I would like to do that because last year I think around Halloween, I got like very snowed in on Blair Witch. Like I do from time to time. I want to find out everything, and I found a bunch of like both fan made and official like documentaries and stuff surrounding the movie, both like fictional and real stuff. And you actually put me on to the re-edited version of Book of Shadows, the sequel,
yeah.
which I haven't seen yet, because I have never actually seen Book of Shadows from beginning to end.
Oh, you haven't even
No.
seen the original?
It's so terrible. I always turn it off. I love the concept, but the movie's so bad.
Oh, I hate the concept and I hate the movie, but I've seen it like 3 times.
Okay,
I mean,
I love the concept, but the execution is terrible.
I mean, the concept, the issue with the concept of the second one. I mean, we can have a full episode of the second one, not the first one, but the second one.
Yes.
Because the second one is such a fucking train wreck. I didn't even understand the concept when I saw the movie until I started reading about it.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess most people doesn't know that 1, there is a sequel, and 2, what it's about. The second one is like a criticism, a meta criticism of the first one.
Yes.
And well, the fans of the first one.
Criticism of the fandom, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't get that at all from the movie when you watch it.
No,
well,
it's
I
very
didn't.
strange.
It's extremely vague.
It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, but apparently, the first one, it had it has a different tone and a different direction when it was filmed, and then there was recut somewhere along the way to be this slasher movie, I guess.
Yes.
But there is, as you said, there is a recut, a fan cut of the movie that goes along through the original script to make it as close as possible to original vision.
Yeah.
And the people who have seen it says it's an entirely different movie, and it's kind of a good movie, especially when you see it as a follow-up to the first one.
Yeah, and I've read what the intention was of the original director, Joe Berlinger, who's a great director. He's done a bunch of documentaries, and seen, what his intentions were and how that differs from the movie that was released and how they try to fix that, because they don't have any additional material. It's all just from what is in the released movie. So it's hard, but they've done as best they could to fix it. So I'm intrigued to see it, but I don't want to see it until I've actually seen the entire original sequel.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it yet.
So I mean, I think we should do a commentary episode of the Book of Shadows.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah.
The original Book of Shadows.
Oh god. Yeah, sure, we can do that, definitely.
So we see on our own time, we see the first one, make commentary for you, a first time viewing commentary of the Book of Shadows original cut, and then we do a video, not commentary, about the fan cut.
Oh, yeah, sure. Definitely.
So there's two episodes, 3 movies, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. And I would just like to talk about the entire franchise and why it really shouldn't be a franchise. At least the movies, because there's only one good movie, but there are some other good stuff in the franchise that aren't movie related. That we could discuss. Then.
Yeah, that's you could take a lead on that one. I know of it, but I know there was a big campaign around it, but I never looked into it.
But that's for a future episode. And
so,
yeah,
I think it's time to just start to compare the movies.
Okay. Let's ask, which witch is the best witch? You start.
I'm gonna say just the witch aspect. Blair Witch.
Okay. I'm gonna say the witch is the best witch, because in the witch there is an actual witch.
Yeah, and
the
I
witch
say
wins.
that, and I say that in Blair Witch, there is this in Blair Witch, the witch has the same character as the devil. It pulls the string and corrupts people, and it does all these things. Pull the string! And just do all these things behind the scenes, and that's a lot more terrifying than I am a minion of Satan, and I'm gonna go around. So I'm gonna go with Blair Witch.
I agree with that. I'm just saying that there is an actual witch in the witch.
And she's still not the best witch.
Okay, fair enough. But okay, another question on it's not a real question. We're not actually going to do this, but just asking you, which is the best movie?
I'm gonna say Witch. The Witch.
Yeah, I
It is.
I have to agree. There's more of a craft behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that Blair Witch Project was a perfect movie, but it's not the best movie.
That's a thing. I talked about that last year, I think, about the movie Crawl. That is a perfect movie, but I know a lot of people who won't like it, and it's not a great movie, but it is a perfect movie. Anyway, So yeah, that's our discussion of The Witch.
Well,
And
no, I
The Blair
have
Witch.
some.
Oh, okay,
I
sorry.
have some more questions.
All right. Sorry.
Which is the best horror movie?
I'm gonna have to say The Exorcist. Oh, you mean okay. Of these two, they're both so creepy and scary in different ways. But like just judging it on scariness, spookiness, I'm gonna have to say The Blair Witch.
I full-heartedly agree.
Yeah, it's so,
Blair Witch is the best horror movie.
and it is because, well, the Blair Witch Project.
Oh yeah,
People
Blair Witch
couldn't
Project.
nitpick
Yeah,
that. People couldn't nitpick that.
yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
is fair. The
Yeah.
Blair Witch, we don't talk about
No,
that
let's
movie.
not
That
talk about
movie does not exist.
Yeah. Oof, ooh. No, the Blair Witch Project. And I think one of the things that really helps it is that it is very relatable. It's people that get lost in the woods in modern times.
Yeah.
And there's no as far as we know, there's no supernatural element. It's just the woods making noises and one of them disappearing. There are no witches, there's no devil, there are no weird bloody balls falling out of people's mouths. It is just like the elements swallowing up these three people. Now there might be a witch there somewhere, but they still got lost without her. And that is very scary. Very, very scary.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the last question I have comparing these two movies.
Yeah.
When it's Halloween this Saturday,
Yeah.
which movie do you rather watch?
Well, I'm gonna be watching some horror movies with some friends, and I think the better movie night movie is the Blair Witch Project. I think so.
Blair Witch is a better Halloween movie every day.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Before we end, I have a small thing just to mention. Before this episode, I was with some friends, and I was mentioning that we're gonna do this episode.
Uh-huh.
And these two people are not movie people, but they watch movies. They know of movies.
Yeah.
But none of them have ever heard of Blair Witch Project or The Witch.
They've never heard of it? They never.
No. Nope. I had to explain what they were about.
But how much did you explain?
I mean, I explained that there was some people doing a documentary and went out in the woods.
So they don't know.
Nope.
Did they watch this, you think? I mean, we have some viewers. I've been looking at the numbers.
I don't think they're watching this one.
Oh.
But I just the realization that there are people in this world that doesn't know that these movies exist.
Christofer,
yes.
This is a very unique opportunity.
Also, one of the two people hate horror movies, so I'm not gonna get her to watch it at least. So, but I just wanted you to know that there are people that never heard of this movie. These movies.
Yeah, this is a thing. It's like discovering someone who doesn't know that Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's dad.
Yeah.
Like because that's like, and I know that Red Letter Media talked about it, like, because everyone knows about the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. So you can't really like show to someone to get a genuine reaction from them.
Yeah.
But here, there is an opportunity. So you, in any way you can, seize that opportunity.
I'm gonna do my best.
Yes, please do. No pressure, Christofer, but you are one of maybe 1,000 in the entire world.
Yeah, but I mean the reaction. I wish they filmed it where we're gonna make a podcast about the Blair Witch Project. What's that about?
Oh, it's this documentary.
You sure?
Oh my god!
You know the movie that sort of started a genre? What genre? You know, Paranormal Activity? Oh, I've seen that one.
Yeah. Because I've actually had a kind of similar thing with the last broadcast. You know, the movie that came out like a year before. Where I showed that to my parents. And I said, if this is a documentary, because it looks like a documentary in the beginning. and they were completely sold on it for the entire time until they break the whatever third wall it is, and it becomes a movie in the last minute, and they're like, oh, it wasn't real, and I was like, yep, it was fake. But with the Blair Witch Project, it is real the entire way through.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue with the last broadcast.
Yeah, that scene sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, the ending just ruins it.
It just... Otherwise, I would say that movie's up there with the Blair Witch. It's not, not perfect, but it's up there in like scariness and
I mean, I need to rewatch that movie. Oh, I haven't seen it since like you showed it to me.
I haven't seen it in years.
Yeah. Because I remember when you found the movie and you showed it, this was the first one.
Fuck Blair Witch!
Yeah. And then it wasn't the first one.
No, well, I've heard that argument. Are you going to say Cannibal Holocaust?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's just portions of that movie that is found footage. The rest is actual movie.
Technically the same with Last Broadcast, just portions that are...
But it's just the last minute that isn't, so...
Yeah, but it's just a big portion.
I know. Yeah, but I would argue, because a lot of people mention Cannibal Holocaust, but I just see that as that is a drama, as it's called, with some found footage elements in it. I would say the Last Broadcast is the first real like found. Okay, it's a mockumentary more than a found footage movie, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely just it's a proof concept.
Yeah.
Of how a found footage movie could exist. And they invented the concept, but not the genre.
Exactly.
Last Broadcast was like the missing link between that one and Blair Witch Project. Yeah. And then Blair Witch Project created a phenomenon.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, some would argue though that because there weren't a lot of found footage movies directly after the Blair Witch Project, but there was a ton of them after Paranormal Activity. So some would say that the thing that popularized it was actually Paranormal Activity. But it didn't create the genre. That was Blair Witch Project.
Well, I mean, you could say, though, it's not exactly similar, but it's similar enough, I'd say. If you actually look at the slasher genre, Halloween was the first one, which is 1979, right?
78, yeah.
78, right. Yeah. And I think the first actual slasher movie is like 92 or something. With,
what?
No. Isn't it?
No, slasher movies, I mean, every Friday the 13th movie is a slasher movie.
Yeah, but when is the first one of that?
81.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, sorry.
I was like 92.
I meant 81, 82.
Oh, okay,
I meant not 91, 92. I meant 81, 81. So I mean, yeah. What I was saying is there's several years between the first slasher and when the slasher genre started.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm saying.
There are also proto slashers like Twitch of the Death Nerve and Bay of Blood that came out in the early 70s.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's more. That's how a genre is made.
Oh yeah, sure.
There's proto movies, proof of concept, and then there's the first one, and then there's a big gap before
it becomes popular.
It actually begins.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the gap between Blair Witch and Paranormal Activity is it's unusually long. That's correct, but I'd say that Blair Witch Project still it should have the crown.
Oh yeah,
Don't
definitely.
Come here and take it away.
No, I'm not giving it to Paranormal Activity. Piece of crap. Yeah, but should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. Just quickly then in the outro, do we have any plans on doing any more Police on live streams before next year?
Nothing concrete, but I'm up for it.
Yeah, I'm sure I could do a couple of, because I actually had people asking today, like, when are we gonna do more Police on live stream? Gabe, among a few, because I have. Oh,
so now they're up for it when that Adam Sandler podcast is over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, screw off. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, because in December I have a big plans, so I won't be able to do any. Please don't live streams.
The entire December.
Yes, I'm actually this year. I am properly prepared. I've already started the pre-production on my advent calendar. It's going to be 24 episodes. So I'm going to do this year. I am fucking doing it. So I won't have any time left for live streams, but definitely next year. Please on live.
I'd say at least one more episode before December. I'll be up for.
In November, yeah, sure. We'll do a live stream about something. But we'll figure out that when that time comes. And until then, thank you to everyone watching. Like I said, we had a few people watching. That's fun. Thank you to everyone watching in the archives, and happy Halloween. And watch both movies. They're both great. Even though we kind of pitted them against each other, they're both great. So just watch them. And until next time, have a good one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.